Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Happy Monday. Another day, another dollar in the old neighborhood. And, wherever it is y'all are, having another day, another dollar vibes. Anyway, I hope you had a good weekend. If so, what did y'all do? If you didn't have a good weekend, what would have made it better? I mean, sometimes when you ask for things, it just gives you that bit more of a one-up of getting something that you wanted, right? I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, happy Monday, another day, another dollar. Here I am, low into the totem pole. Another week. I'm the cleaning lady. Is my unofficial, informal job. Over here, I don't get paid anymore for it. In case you're wondering, my mom used to give me $20 for cleaning, and now now it's nothing. So yeah, unofficial cleaning lady. Another week. Gotta prepare for. So not much going on with me. Same old, same old. In this neighborhood where, my perspective has always been, I don't have to be here. Why do I have to be here? That doesn't make any sense. So if I'm here, it's not a good sign, obviously. I mean, what kind of celebrities do you know that live in a neighborhood like this, where nobody knows them? In fact, they're the menace. It's ridiculous. Anyway, not much to look forward to this week again, is what I'm saying, for me. I got some books. I got some, I still have that case file that I'm reading through. And I'm making new friends with a pigeon over here. That's nice. And then after that, it's I printed out some statutes, Texas statutes with the oil and natural gas, minerals, and painting. Pretty much the same thing. While I'm a non-public figure diagnosed schizophrenic. If you're wondering about that photo that I posted yesterday on my Twitter about Mandy, I don't know how the live stream goes. I don't know how it went. I could only assume the people around me were a part of it. Otherwise, be a different kind of live stream, wouldn't it? But I can only assume they are part of it. I can't ask them. Anytime I start to mention anything about it, it's nothing. It doesn't go anywhere. I'm not a celebrity and public figure. I've never been filmed. Okay? Okay? This is why I'm here. With that being said, with letting y'all know my reality in this house here, before and after 2021, we have this there's like, this house has outlets in weird places, but there's one in the hallway They're like the little air freshener plug-ins. And ever since I had my little shower caddy, you know, it's just been that much easier to share a bathroom. So I have my little shower caddy. I put my stuff on the windowsill, and you know. But the day before yesterday, Tracy she put the little air freshener plug-in from the hallway, and the hallway has all the family photos. Okay, so every time I leave my room, I have to see those family photos of, oh, I'm an unemployed diagnosed schizophrenic that's never been filmed. So when I look at those photos, that's what I see. I say, oh, look at how schizophrenic I am. Look at how unemployed I am. Look at how I've never been filmed. I mean, they're my mom's photos, but she never goes in the hallway. I have to see them more than she does. Which again, I'm very sensitive about. Why is it you get to see everything about my life, but you're gonna keep secrets? And that's the best way to state it. I can't see anything about your life other than what you choose to show me, or what you choose my mom to show me here, right, at 9107. So anyway, the air freshener plug-in in the hallway. Tracy kept putting it on the windowsill where I put all my shower stuff. I said, Tracy, do we need another plug-in? She would never give an answer. She'd just be like, whatever, Michelle. So she did it again yesterday, and so I just got and I threw it away. I said, if we need another one, then we need another one. Why do you keep putting this air freshener plug-in from the hallway in the bathroom windowsill? It didn't make any sense. So I just threw it away. And I walked through the hallway, and then out of the corner of my eye, I noticed her wedding photos. Mandy Oglesby's wedding photos. Oh, she got married. So that's how I found out that news, in case you're wondering. Never got an answer as to why Tracy just didn't throw away the plug-in. She put it right where I put all my my soap and stuff, on the windowsill, because it's easier to share a bathroom that way. I can't even have a shower caddy. And if you want to look at things again, if you want to look at things in the worst case scenario, I can't even have a shower caddy. That can't even be a decision that I make for myself while I'm a diagnosed schizophrenic unemployed, because it's a decision I made myself. It costs $8, the shower caddy. Why is this air freshener plug-in on the windowsill where I put all my stuff? But such is my life. Clock that under pathetic loser, right? Are you kidding me? So if you want the attention so much, maybe you shouldn't have blocked me on Instagram. And again, it's more than a block. I can't even see any of their profiles. Oh, okay. Was that their choice? And not to inform me about it. I have to be nice to my cousins. I don't know why, but it's just something that I have to do on social media, with nary a word that I'm a public figure and celebrity. Can you imagine? But anyway, if you're wondering, there's a lot of my family I don't like, and I think the reasons are very obvious. And I think they're very obvious in the way they maneuver about the situation. So, okay, I can't hang out with Kimmy. Poppy we can't, okay. Bathroom situation going on with the dog there. And of course, I have no way of verifying that, right? That's just what they tell me, and I have to take it. along with the Google Fiber. But yeah, I think they're very, I can't even hang out with Kimmy. Okay. And so on and so forth. But anyway, another day, another dollar. Not a celebrity and public figure. If you're wondering about this pool night issue, I can't figure it out. The pool got drained. They have the same lights. They have the same security system, even though it says ADT. Pool night didn't have ADT. Now there is ADT at that house. They have the same like satellite dish, same like video cameras that I guess she has several. She had several of them. She put them on the fence. They've been there for like a month. Those aren't changed. So as far as a new neighbor situation, I think it's just going to continue just to be like in this area, not necessarily in this house that I look at right there. Gypsy says good morning. She's such a cute puppy. Good morning, Miss Sissy. So if you're wondering what's the highlight of my week, it's going to be Gypsy and Benjo, in case you're wondering. And if I go over to Indy's, then Indy. But yeah. I guess not much political going on. I see a war going on in Israel and Iran. I saw a Secular Talks tweet, who's very progressive, in case you're wondering. In case you're like, oh, Secular Talk, what's that? A progressive show. But I saw a tweet that said Israel is very reliant on the United States of like they have their own defense, but they're, I don't know, there was some tweet that says very reliant upon the United States. And if you're wondering, what I like to do is I don't know, I like to take what I think is useful and kind of disregard what I think is not. And I think it's good to listen to all opinions, obviously. I think that is the smart thing to do, just listen to all opinions. Otherwise, you're not going to know what to do when you get challenged. But anyway, I feel like I'm in the jungle over here. It's rained yesterday, and now it's all humid. But luckily, we have washer and dryer and laundry detergent and all that. So I have the freedom of washing my clothes. But anyway, you know, you gotta take your wins where you can get them, okay? So I even got a little odor blasters, Arm & Hammer stuff. And it works. Anyway, yeah, so there's some Secular Talk tweet made an argument about Israel-U.S. alliance. Which, you know, under the perspective of, I think the United States has the biggest military. I would imagine maybe China to have like the second biggest military because of finances and people, the number of people. So, you know, one way you could look at it is, oh, the United States is big and bad, and obviously there's corruption everywhere. But another way you can look at it, and this is something that I've seen a lot in my situation here as a diagnosed schizophrenic, I guess after January 2021 is, you know, this kind of just um, interacting, whether it be with a certain specific person, and I guess in the United States military example, countries. But it's useful to reach out and obviously have some sort of communication there, especially when you most think, like, there's the G7 summit. I don't know if you know this. Russia used to be a part of it from like 1997 to 2014, but other than that, it's like Japan, Germany, um, Canada, the EU uh, is always a guest. Um, Anyway, well, there's 7 of them or something like that. And they basically talk about the economy, trade and finances, and also climate change, which I think is interesting. But why do I have to be here? Can you answer that question? No, I didn't think so. But anyway, it's basically an economic trade forum summit. But anyway, yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing for the United States, especially considering the United States already does that economically, financially. I was going to say financially, but that sounds like a provider. Finances, with the finances. Discussions. But yeah, I don't see how it would be bad for the United States to reach out militarily. And obviously, I'm not an expert in the Middle East, but I can tell you, I Google Mapped it. So there's Israel, which is by Africa, and that Somalia part of Africa. There's like this kind of like tip, not a horn, but I know there's specific names for. Geography was my worst subject in school. Okay. But geography seems to be really helpful, especially with logistics of things. But it's Israel and close to, it's not the Black Sea, it's like Mediterranean Sea or something like that. It's by kind of like the tip of Africa, the north part of Africa. There's this peninsula, which I should probably know, but it's at the north part of that peninsula, and it's 2 different waters, which I'd imagine would be, again, really important logistically. But so there's Israel, Gaza Strip in the north part of Africa, and then Iran is like 2 countries over. There's like a big kind of block of a country in the middle. I forget which one it is. I'm thinking maybe Iraq, but don't quote me on it. But anyway, so what I've heard a lot in the news is like these missile strikes. First I heard evacuation notices, and then I heard about the missile strikes is mainly what I've heard about. I really haven't heard about anything else. So I looked on the Google Maps, and it looks like there's like an entire country in the middle of the 2. So obviously that's interesting. As far as being a Middle East expert, I'm not. There's probably a lot involved, obviously, and Israel is a lot smaller of a country than. Oh, they just looped around. Okay. Israel is a lot smaller of a country than Iran. like a lot. Iran's landlocked, Israel's not. And again, as far as all that goes, it seems a bit, I don't know if you've read like The Art of War book. If you haven't, you should. It's actually a really fun kind of read. It's like sentence paragraphs, and it's the whole book. But yeah, so it's Mandy's husband looking at me over there. Just kidding. Is that a weird joke? Oh, he walked on back. But if you're wondering my take on it, you know, ever since, what was it October 7th of 2023? That's obviously a new element that kind of changes things. I'm not an expert in the Middle East. I don't know. And being an expert, you know, these days it's hard to navigate through the political waters, considering what we're shown on the news, what can be said on the news, and stuff like that. Maybe a way to navigate those political waters is, again, focusing on the individual themselves, and stuff like that. Would be a suggestion. I don't know. If you're like a journalist or something and you're like, man, I want to be reporting this to the people, that might be a way to go. I don't know. Obviously, I'm skeptical because Clown Gabbard, one of the things she did campaign on, other than marijuana legalization, I can't remember if that's a fact, but don't quote me on it. But I think there was a marijuana legalization in her Democrat 2020 presidential campaign. So obviously I'm a bit skeptical because one of her issues was no war with Iran. Even though she was a veteran of the Iraq War. But yeah, I saw, I think a counter argument has been, I guess, with Tucker Carlson. He says, you're going to be you have to be a peacemaker, and if not, you're going to have to answer to it. It's something Tucker Carlson's been saying or something. But anyway, his argument is like, he named people, and he was like, they're pro war with Iran or something like that, which I think is interesting because automatically the pair there is Israel and the U.S. But maybe if you're a part of politics, that's something you've already known, or just something that's status quo. I don't know. But yeah, obviously World War II, and which didn't really involve the Middle East, right? I'm not too sure. Let me know if you have those, if you happen to know any facts and figures that can help with this conversation. By all means, help me out. Just kidding. You don't have to do it on my platform. You can do it somewhere else. I don't care. But anyway, I'm not sure how much part of the Middle East that was a part of World War II. As far as like the timing, I think is interesting, and I guess I would say that there was October 7th. I think it was October 7th, right, of 2023, and then again, I'm not an expert in the Middle East, and very skeptical considering Clown Gabbard's presidential campaign, which has zero, last I checked, has zero filing with the FEC. Zero, none, no numbers, no nothing. Was no war with Iran. I even got a shirt, but I can't get a Donald Trump signature shirt. Anyway, um, so yeah, I think as far as the G7 summit, I think it finances and it also promotes, discusses climate change and democracies and stuff like that. And if you live in a place that happens to be religious, that's fine, but what I'm saying is I wouldn't necessarily consider a lot of the places in the Middle East, their governments are uh, they have like all one religion, right? And not to say that's not a democracy or people are being oppressed, stuff like that. But anyway, Tucker Carlson was all about it listed names and said you're gonna have to answer to this someday for calling with a war with Iran or something like that. Um, I'm sure things are highly involved again, especially with the military and all that. And I know you're gonna say, oh, Russia and Ukraine and stuff like that, but the point I'm trying to make is, you know, the peacemakers. Obviously, that's something that's um, at the forefront. I don't think it would be antithetical to. This is what's happening with these two countries, and obviously, the U.S. is in support of Israel. And as far as not being labeled a peacemaker, I mean, I guess my argument against that would be, well, Republicans, they're obviously they're for peace, but they're obviously for the military too. What is the military for? To defend the United States and stuff like that. So if there has to be wartime, I guess there has to be wartime. So yeah. Or you're not gonna see me being all like weak back. I think it's stupid, his strategy. I said one. Okay, so you have weak back, the Jimmy Dore show, and he's on his Twitter. He's going off on Israel, right? And I'm thinking to myself like, he's a jack off nightclub comedian, touring Europe right now, by the way. So he doesn't seem like a Middle East expert to me. I mean, there's that Max Blumenthal, but I don't really listen to much he has to say either. So you're not really a Middle East expert. So what other card do you have to play? That you're an expert in the corruption of the military-industrial complex? Haven't heard that in a while, have we? We have specific names now, not just military-industrial complex. But I said a week back, you no longer have that card to play. You're not an expert in in the Middle East, and you're not an expert or have any sort of grounding in the corruption of the U.S. government, would be my guess. So you no longer have those two cards to play. So obviously, I tune all that out, that are just like Israel's the bad guys and stuff like that. This clown Gabbard, no war with Iran. Again, I'm really skeptical about all that, as far as there's like a country in between Israel and Iran. Israel being a lot smaller of a country than Iran, but yeah. I know there was a shared, Iran and Qatar had like a shared something, I think was a target. I don't know. But yeah, I'm wondering, it being June 2025 and that happening October 7th, 2023, obviously there's a lot of factors going on. And as far as the counter argument would be Russia and Ukraine. Well, if you're gonna, because if you don't know, that's what people do. You have a political stance, and then what might happen is there might be another political issue brought up to where you might question whether your stance is correct or incorrect. It's just what happens. So, and like I said, it's not bad to shy away from these things. It can be frustrating, but navigating that kind of stuff is, what do you got? So as far as wondering why it took so long for Russia, that situation. I know with Obama, with Zelensky specifically, I think he, instead of military equipment, it was like pillows or something. I don't know, but that's been going on a long time. I don't know, since 2014. I don't know. But yeah, two countries are two countries. I think calling for to be a peacemaker. I mean, and what is your suggestion, Tucker Carlson? You get the United States to tell Israel to stop. You better stop it, Israel. And what if that doesn't work? So anyway, and is there any kind of provocation going on? Or does Tucker say the United States should tell Israel and Iran to stop? Better stop it. I mean, what's the other solution there? So I think it's if you're prepared for to do all that, all the better, and stuff like that. It is what it is. That's where we're at. Missile strikes going on, and Tucker Carlson might say that I'm gonna have to pay for. He probably obviously won't be listing my name specifically, but might as well group me into those people, because I'm not gonna be saying like condemning Israel or something like that. But yeah, I guess that's that. I'm dripping in sweat right now. So yeah, I'm not going to be condemning Israel. It seems like there's been a lot of tensions, and having been lived on this NIC school bus route, you know, I always try to take things to my individual level, kind of like macroeconomics and microeconomics kind of example, parallel. And I always think that's really helpful to do anyway, because people are people, and probably has a lot to do with things that can be understandable if only given the information and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess that's my 2 cents on it. Living in kind of a hotbed type situation. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's all I got for all today. What did I talk about? I talked about Mandy and Israel, I guess is what I talked about. I'm wondering what I should title this video. Anyway, So yeah, another day, another dollar. Y'all have a good week. Those are my thoughts on the matter. I can't wait to read y'all's comments. I'm doing this blind, um, but I do think I still have a leg up on people, for example, like say from The View, except Joy Behar, obviously, of course, always. Um, because if my bias, I say it, um, and stuff like that. Uh, the people from The View, um, I think they don't do very well, at least from what I can see on Twitter. Um, is because they're probably not as forthcoming as I am about their biases on um, their political opinions. Well, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that so often? Trump, 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 Trump. So did they attend a No Kings protest? They didn't even attend the protest. Oh my god. If you're wondering, I saw that around 2,000 people attended the No Kings protest here in San Antonio. Um, and I think it was a mixed bag because they had a photograph of a person who had a poster that said, "Happy birthday, Donald Trump," or something like that. But again, I don't know what the climate. Like I said, I'm going in this blind. So for whatever reason, because people are so confident with who they are and what they've done. Anyway, this video is about to end. Um, so yeah, I guess that's that. Those are my 2 cents. I wish I could have feedback so I could adjust, but I could just explain my bias, I guess. That's what I think. Take that for what you will. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Happy Monday.